Hey, it's your girl T Chanel, and tonight's little segment is gonna be on sexual harassment in the workforce. I wanted to tell you guys of this story. This is a conversation between me and my mother. Paraphrasing. So, as you know, I talk about sex, I talk about relationships, I talk about love, I talk about growth and growing up. I talk about just a whole bunch of different things, right? Now, at work, I do not talk like that. At work, you know, I like to try to keep it professional. Um, so like 3 years ago or about 3.5 years ago now. Um, yeah, about 3 years, 3.5 years ago. Anyways, I was in training for this particular job, and I always dress pretty modest at work. I'm overall a very modest dresser. So once before, I had me and this particular coworker and another female coworker. This coworker was a male, and this female coworker. So it was me, him, and her, and we all went on a walk because where we had worked was right along the water. So we on our lunch break decided to walk along the beach or along the coastline. It wasn't exactly a beach, but people could go fishing there, but I wouldn't advise swimming. But anyways, we were walking over there, and I didn't do that much talking. I was, admiring the wildlife. So anyways, that was, I guess, my like first personal, if you would, encounter with such the guy that I'm speaking of. So anyways, what happened was what I did at a later date after this happened. I had put my phone number up because we all lived, the people that was in training, we lived all over Northern California, and I was thinking of carpooling. So I was like, if anybody wants to carpool with me, or if they live near me and I can carpool with them, here's my number. So I put my number on the board, which we were in like a meeting room. So I put my number on the board and my name and which city I lived in. And, for anybody that was in the room, they could have the information. The time that this sexual harassment occurred to me, I we were in a small group. I think it was about 4 or 5 of us, and then it was the instructor. And the instructor was showing us something or demonstrating something to us. And I was towards the back because I had been through this demonstration about 2 or 3 other times, and there was people there that never been through it. So I was like, they could go in front, like I could see from here because I knew what they were doing. So anyways, the guy, he stands in the back, and he like gropes me from the back, like he like squeezes on my butt, on my backside, and I'm just like. I turn to him and I look at him, and I'm just like in shock. Like, and I shake my head, no, like, what are you doing? But it's like my mouth like couldn't move, and I'm just like, what are you doing? So then, I'm just like, a part of me was like, I didn't really want to cause a big scene and cause like a disrupt the demonstration that was going on. At the same time, I felt very violated about what just happened. And as I'm thinking those thoughts, dude does it again. So I'm like, no, I shake my head, no. Then he moves in closer and like tries to like really like grab me, and I push his hand away and I step aside. Like, is this dude really like? I cannot believe that that just happened. And it's like these all these people are not, like it was like three or four people. I guess like three, no, three people in front of me and then the instructor, and he was besides me. And I was just like really surprised and shocked and like what, and that was like the end. So the demonstration was over and I like started to walk away from, the group. We were dispersing and leaving. And he comes up to me and he's like, "Well, I'm sorry about that if that bothered you. I was just thinking that, we could do this and this could be like our secret and like it would be fun." And like, it'll be just between us. Like nobody else would know, like us doing a sneaky thing. And I was like, I never really even talked to you. Like, I don't know what makes you think I even like you at all. Like, I was disgusted and just like I didn't know what to do. Like, yeah, so anyways, what I did was I reported his ass right away. And he ended up getting fired because they had security tape and they caught him on camera doing it. And yeah, dude got fired. So, I'm telling my mom about what happened. And my mom says, like, why'd you tell? Like, dude got fired. Now his livelihood is at stake. Like, now he can't provide for himself or his family. Like, you talk about sex and stuff all the time. You talk about relationships, like, I don't understand what the problem was. And, like, that's my mom talking to me. And I'm like, what is wrong with you? I'm just like, he violated me because he crossed that line and he touched me. Like, he touched my body. He violated me. He assaulted me. And to this day, my mom still doesn't really comprehend that, which I don't comprehend how she doesn't understand the violation and what he did. Her stance was, well, if I liked him, if he was cute to me, if he was attractive, would I have told? My whole thing was he should have never done it in the first place. So, yeah, so, anyways, as I'm telling them what happened before they had it, as it just happened or whatever, I'm telling them what happened before they had a chance to review the tapes and stuff. They had talked to him and then they talked to me and they said that they asked me, like, have I ever talked to him? Have I ever had a conversation with him? Like, have I talked to him on the phone? I was like, never. Like, I've never talked to him on the phone. We've never conversated ever. And what happened was they said to me, like, maybe by my putting my number or me putting my number on the board for like everybody to see, that somehow that led him on. I was like, I put my phone number on the board in a general setting where everybody can see for anybody to get. And you believe that I let this particular one, this singular person out? Like, no. I never, like, no. But yeah, they ended up firing him. My mother doesn't understand why. And I just was like, that's not okay. It's never okay to be sexually harassed at work. It's never okay. Regardless to what sex you are, if you're male or female, you should never feel unsafe at work. Your coworkers, they can give you stress if they're not, pulling their weight at work, but they shouldn't have you in such a fear that you're losing sleep at night, that you're having like anxiety or panic attacks. So it's just like, yeah, that's what I wanted to say about sexual harassment. Like, it's never okay. It's never okay to be violated and not feel safe. Oh, taste suicide. Hey, babe. But yeah, I just wanted to tell my little story about what happened. I guess what you guys think. Like I said, I never had no kind of sexual conversation at work. I didn't do anything to prompt it. I just very modest. It was a work environment, a professional environment. And that excuse that they gave in a room full of, I think it was 32 people in that training session. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was 32. Unless it was 52, but I really think it was 32. This one person thought that I was singling him out. I don't know why he would think he was so special. Oh my gosh, dude. I'm not laughing at you. I'm not. But yeah. Oh, that's what you said. Yeah, all right. Um, but yeah. I'm trying to think of what else I wanted to say about that. That's pretty much the end of that story. Dude got fired. But my mom's point is saying about how his livelihood was affected. It just really had me thinking, like, why should I feel sympathetic to him? Why should I feel like, what's going to happen to him? Why should I care? After he thought that he could do whatever to me. Dude, it's a whole bunch of tissue in the dining room and a thing. Hold on, what you say? But I mean, there's tissue back here, yeah? You want to come back here with me? Hello? Now you're not gonna say nothing. Hello, 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 hello. All right then. It's too cold. I know I was cold a second ago. Well, I'm gonna close this out and then I'll probably do one after this. So y'all have a good night.